Hello and welcome to That British Homestead, and today we're going to go through all of our potatoes for 2023. I know, right? I can't believe it's that time again. So let's get started. Please remember to subscribe. So full discretion and full disclosure and all of that sort of jazz. I completely messed up my potato order. Right, I know, right? So normally what I do is actually order my potatoes through the allotment, and they give you this list and then you tick them off and you get whatever you wanted. Completely, utterly did not get the letter for that. So I'm like basically at the point where I'm just getting leftovers. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It is what it is, right? And I also completely messed up my Marshall's order as well. I know, right? And I'll explain all of that to you as we go through it. So what have I got today? So we're going to start off with some first earlies. Look at these bad boys. These first earlies are called Winston. Winstons are great for boiling, baking, chipping and all of that sort of stuff. So they're all a great all-round potato. They're a first early, which means they're going to be ready for harvest about 10 weeks after you plant them, because they're one of the first ones. These are a great little spud. Once again, I didn't actually pick them, and they are the rejects that everybody else didn't want. But I'm excited about them. I'm not overall too mad about all of the potatoes that I do have, and I'm going to do them in it's not a traditional method. What I do is I put them on the earth, and then I'm going to go ahead and heal them up with wood chip. I do this every year. I got 100 kilos of potatoes last year, and it was so much nicer than digging them out. Digging really I have problems with my hips, and digging really flares that up. So I'm going to do this method because it's just better for me, and like I always say, it's better for you. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, okay? Even if the yield's slightly down, I got 100 kilos. I've got potatoes now. I've had to freeze a load of them, and I've still got fresh potatoes, so I'm good. So that's what I'm going to be going ahead and doing. And in my bed, I basically do 3 long rows of them, and what they are is they are about a foot. So you've got one mound, and then you've got about a foot and a mound. So they've got about 2 feet between the mounds, if you get what I mean. And I make sure that they've got loads of make sure that it has loads of blood and bone meal, loads of horn and hoof meal, etc. And so it's super fertile and great for them, and I've always had great success. The only issue you have growing in wood chips is they kind of they just aren't perfectly round, but who cares about that? They've just got little dips in where they've been resting against a wood chip. That's it. That's the only issue you have. Beautiful, easy, wonderful. So with these, all you do is you open up the bag 2 weeks before you want to put them in. So I've got another little while yet. What you do is basically cut the bag open, put it in front of the window, and you put them into different what are they called, into an egg carton or whatever. I just put them on the windowsill, and the chits or the eyes, as you can see, they're starting here. They will start to basically grow, and you start to chip them or let them sprout before you put them in. Okay, that's what you do with these bad boys. I'm really excited about them. They are a white potato, by the way, with a red skin, if you're interested. The next one, my reject potatoes. The next one I've got here is an early variety. These are my second earlies. So they're my first earlies. These are second earlies. So you can plant these all at the same time, and you will get a harvest throughout. A little bit like cabbages, they will have different how many days, and you'll see because they'll die off. All of these I'm going to be planting around about March. I start off with them, and then I move on to my second earlies, then I move on to my mains, because I can't do everything. I only have time to probably do 1 or 2 beds at a go. I have already put the wood chip on one bed, so that one's going to be super easy to do. The second bed, I'm probably going to put the wood chip and mulch on, and then put the potatoes in, and I'll see how I go that way. So these ones are my second early. These are called Cassell. Each one of these come from Scotland. I think there's a big growing potato seed place up there because pretty much I think all of the plants I've ever bought, or the seeds, the potato seeds I've ever bought, are from Scotland, which is pretty cool if you think about it, isn't it? So these potatoes, the Corel, they're known for their little purple blushes on them, and these are quite muddy, but you can't actually see them, but they're very similar to the Carver, which I grew last year. Love that potato. These are great for frying, mashing, you name it, roasting, so they're really quite great. I tend to eat potatoes we eat potatoes either mashed or chipped. They're like our go-to sort of moves when it comes to potatoes, but these are going to be really great. So these are white skin, white potato with purple blushes around the eyes. So once again, when it comes up to chitting these bad boys, I'm going to put them on the windowsill. They have to be above 10 degrees, which a normal house tends to be, and I'm just going to allow the eyes to develop on them. So these are a great variety, and they were quite reasonable. All of these potatoes were £12, by the way. The next variety that I bought from my allotment is these bad boys here. These are called Pentland Crown. So these are very high yielding. They're able to be chipped, mashed, put them in the stew. Now you could do pretty much anything with these bad boys. They are white flesh potatoes, and they're very high yielding, so that'd be good. These are on your main crops. You don't really need to chip these. By the time they go in, you can just chuck them in if they are, if you're planting them later. But I'll be planting them in March, so I'll be going ahead and chitting up. So it's really cool. Got about 2 kilos of them, and you can see that they're like little light-skinned potatoes. They're going to be great. I quite like to have a larger potato, so I'm going to try to go for large potatoes this year. Got quite a lot of small ones. I've got loads, like weight-wise, I've got fantastic, but I want larger potatoes. So these are going to be very healthy yielding. I think that's going to really help. So these are my normal potatoes that I'm growing, because my partner, he absolutely hates coloured potatoes. I like them because I think that they have more vitamins and minerals in them. But he always says to me, Nick, please, can I just have normal looking potatoes? And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure that potatoes aren't just meant to be white. I'm pretty sure they're meant to be pink and orange and all of that sort of stuff. But he's not a fan. So to make him happy, I've done this. I've bought some salad blue potatoes. As you can see, I've been chitting these already. These came earlier, so you can see the little chits. And what you do is pop them by the window, chit up like this. I don't cut them. Do you cut your potatoes? That's like a debate, isn't it? Oh, how controversial. So do you cut your potatoes when they're chitting and then dry them and then plant them, or do you plant them like this? I plant them as a whole potato. I know that some people do chit them. These are purple variety, so as you can see the little so it's a blue variety, which basically means purple, but you can see the little purple chits on them. And these are really, really great. However, I bought some and then I forgot, and I bought some more. So I've got 3 packs of these bad boys. So my growing of potatoes have not worked out well for me. I forgot to order my white potatoes, and then I overdid these blue ones, and I've got 3 bags of them. Instead of getting 3 different colours, I got 3 blue ones, which is great. These are fantastic potatoes. I do love them. I do prefer the purple ones though, because they look nicer, but it's fine. I've got blue this year. So I got 3 kilos of these. Now, these potatoes are great. I've used them as chips and I've used them as roast potatoes. They do really well. They hold really well over the winter as well. There's nothing wrong with them. The mash that they make, I can't describe other than deeply haunting. In fact, I want to show you. Wait there. So you have to forgive me because the other one's down the garage and I don't want to go there. So this is the blue mashed potato. Okay, do you see the colour of it? I like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It tastes like potato. However, the other people in my house aren't a fan. This is the pink potato, as you can see. I think this looks far worse than this does, but they really don't like the purple potato. I do have like some of these that are just full of purple potato, but I can't find them. We use this as, this is my cheat dinner. So I come in and I have a slow cooker and I have all of the stuff for a shepherd's pie. Just pop this on like that. Obviously it'll be defrosted, and then I stick it in the oven, and it's like a takeaway for us. It's very easy. So, but you can see how dark them potatoes are. They're not fans of them. They're better either fried or baked or anything like that, because then you don't see the colour of them and it looks better. They are very tasty. They're my favourite potatoes to grow because I think they're really nice. But as someone who doesn't particularly eat potatoes, my partner should really have a decision in this. It's why we get the potatoes. Oh, not the ones he likes. It's awkward, isn't it? It's done now. So I was like, oh, I'll cut down or only buy one bag because I like to grow them. And they have beautiful flowers on them. They're really beautiful plants because they're really dark. And I ended up buying 3 kilos of the wrong one. But I've also got ones left over that I grew last year of the Hattie, which is the pink potato. And I will be growing, I think it's like something Purple Majesty maybe, which is this dark purple potato, and it's got purple skin and it's got purple flowers, everything. It's really beautiful. So I'm going to be growing them again because you know what, life is too short and they make me happy. And if you're in the garden, even if everybody else hates it in your family, if it makes you happy, you should grow it. That is my permission to you. You may grow it. And that's what I'm going to do. And I will have potato that looks like this because why not? And honestly, when I have friends over for like dinner parties, I do roast chicken. I do it every time. It's a spoiler if you ever come over. I do roast chicken on a bed of rainbow vegetables. So I do like blue potatoes, purple potatoes, white potatoes, and then I have like some sweet potatoes thrown in there, and onions of all different colours, and rainbow carrots, just all in there in a bed of like soupy yummy yum, because it kind of like boils down, and then I use like Arrow peri sauce and rub it all in there. It's really good. And then I do it over like peas or whatever, and do that on the side. Never fancy food. And I always get people saying, you know what, I've never had rainbow potatoes before and they taste really good. They just taste like a potato, just a really good potato you've grown yourself. So that's what I'm going to do. And I got absolutely hundreds of these, so they worked really well and they lasted really well. And to be honest, the blue ones stored the best. They didn't go soft. What more can you ask for? But really, guys, like, if you look at it this way, my overall order of potatoes was horrific, because you order your potatoes, if you don't know this, you order your potatoes really early. So like in the winter, when you've got nothing to do, you kind of like order them watching TV or whatever you're doing, or like pretending you're decorating your house. As you notice, it's not done. And then you forget about it. So that's what I did. I forgot about it. And then I did another order and I was like, oh no, potatoes. So I ordered another load of blue salad potatoes, which I think is, I want to say it's a main crop, but I can't remember. Once again, from Scotland though. And I really like these potatoes. So if you haven't ever tried them, throw them in your basket, have a little look at it. I know that they're going crazy for potatoes right now, but this is what I'm going to be doing. And all I do is stick them in the ground. I don't cut them. If you cut them, let me know if that works for you, because I'm always looking for a new way to like incorporate new techniques into my work, into my garden. So I'm going to do, once again, 3 beds of potatoes. I don't really do very many beds of potatoes compared to everybody else, I feel. But that is enough for us. I mean, I've got 20 kilos still and it's February, okay? And I'm probably going to 10 weeks after this, so March, April, May, June. I mean, I'll be getting new ones in like June, July. I'll be getting potatoes back. I don't need that many potatoes. And I kind of like will not plant half a allotment of potatoes, because I need that for my tomatoes and my squash, which I actually love eating. And that's just enough for us. We got 100 kilo out of 3 beds. It's ridiculous. And to be honest, one of the beds was completely ruined by frost, wasn't it? Learn from that, guys. Learn from that. So that's what I'm going to be doing this year. Let me know if you've got any tips and tricks down below. Wood chip, if you haven't done it, try it. Works really well. I remember last year, I was like, I can't remember what I was saying. I was like, oh, someone came, because you get inspections, and someone came and looked at my plot, and they were like, oh, you're planting your potatoes in wood chip. I was like, yeah, I always do. And they were like, scrape it up. That'll never work. you are not going to get a single potato. Anyway, I was like getting these barrels and barrels and barrels of potatoes out of my plot, and everyone's like, so I always think, if anyone ever tells you you're never, ever, 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 ever going to get a harvest from that, ignore them. Unless you're like planting a pumpkin in October, you're never going to get a harvest from that. But you might prove me wrong. Just saying. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, and happy gardening. Bye.